Jeffrey B. Healing Shame. It is the last day of July 2024, just flown by. And I'm an adult child, and I have with me here one of my inner children, and we're going to just chat with him a little bit and find out some things that he wants to say. Hopefully, he'll feel comfortable enough to open up some. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do some inner child work today. I just want to let the inner child, let him come out, let him express what he really has to say. The first thing we want to talk about is what was it as a boy that you felt was really you didn't get? There were some things you wanted as a boy at your age, and you didn't get that. Okay, so you're not getting it, or you didn't get it. So what's one of the biggest things that we're looking at here?
I mean, they just never held me like I wanted them to, and I felt it was so cold in the room. I was always going to Mike's room because it was warmer there. I hated it. I just smashed my G.I. Joes under the steps and acted out in a lot of ways that I didn't know what I was doing. I just felt angry all the time. I felt so cold in that room. So cold in the room. And I remember never really feeling close to Mike and Greg. It was always like we were there, but so far apart. We were so close, but so far apart from each other. That just makes me sad thinking about it. And I just wanted Mom to hold me. I wanted to just lay in somebody's lap and just snuggle and cuddle. I just wanted that touch. I just wanted those feelings and feel like I was loved. And I just didn't have that connection with them that I wanted to. It just, for the life of me, it just made me so sad. That's all I was looking for was to feel that with them. And I hope you can understand what I'm trying to say, because I just didn't have that. It was cold and I felt alone, and I didn't get held or touched, and I was scolded and spanked, and that's the biggest thing, is just not being touched. I needed that. I needed to feel that.
I totally understand that, little buddy. And I'm really so sorry that you and the other boys in here have had to go through that. And I feel like such an old, washed up man looking at myself in the camera here, and then looking how young and fresh you look. But I know even how young and fresh you are, things were going on inside that were accelerating your descent, your aging process immediately, like that would wind up leaving us here with this in this shell. But I'm so sorry, and I love you so much, and I'll give you a big hug. I want to give you a big hug, and I want us to really connect, and you know that those people did the best they could. And I'm here to let you know that. I know you didn't get it. I know you needed it, and there's no excuse for it. But they did the best they could, and they were dealing with their own problems. But I'm here now to hold you and to give you that love you didn't get. And that's the only thing we can do now, is for me to love you like the love you didn't get when you're now at your age, that love you didn't get or you're not getting. We don't have to find that love from other people, because that's what we've been doing because of what happened to you then. Now, me, this adult self, and then with you in here inside me, now what we do is we go out and we seek people to try to get the love we never got when you're at your age, right? The love you're talking about you never got. We're trying to get that. And I know you probably can't understand everything I'm saying, and it's not going to go in. It's going to go in one ear and come out the other. I understand. I know, I'm you. I've been there. We've been there. We are there. But now we're here. So I'm just trying to help you understand a little bit, but I know it's not about explaining it. It's about love. You need to feel the touch. You need to feel the connection. And that's what we're working on today, little buddy. We're working on that today. And I just want to let you know that I love you. And I'm here to touch you and to hold you and to make you feel loved and validated and not neglected. I know you were neglected. You boys were left out. There was a lot that was left out. You weren't included, or you just were neglected and left out. So we're gonna get it. We're gonna get it together. But something else I wanna bring up or ask is, did you feel happy? Did you have those moments where you felt that connection? Did you feel happy at all? Were there any times that you felt really good about life, or like things were exciting and you were going to feel good? When did that happen? Because I know we're trying to get back to that place when there was a sense of happiness. I know it's there. I can feel from your emotions that it was there before. But tell me when that was. What was that like?
It was when I got to spend time with my cousins or my brothers, and we would play video games together or Dungeons and Dragons. That was really exciting. I really looked forward to that so much. I really loved that time. And we would play a game called Warlord outside where we got to shoot each other and pretend shoot each other with weapons and Nerf arrows and all this Nerf stuff, styrofoam. It was so cool, and I always felt like I was a leader, and I felt happy. I felt like I was important, and like people liked me, my cousins, and we didn't always get along, but we really had a great time together. I loved just spending time with them, and I think that's when I was happiest. We were just outside, and although we were doing some things like bashing the lightning bugs, we would smash them with the baseball bat and kill them, but it was bonding time for us, and I was really excited about that because we were killing so many, and it was like we were scoring points, and we would play guard. Me and my cousin Chris, we were the guard back in the woods. We just wanted to be on the lowest rank we could because we just felt we could connect with being a guard. We'd have a stick and pretend it's a spear or a club and stick nails in it. That was our spiked club, and a shield made of shingles. These were happy times. And I think just spending time with my brothers and cousins and the games we played and the things we did, this is when I felt happiest. This is when I felt life was kind of normal and happy and simple, and getting to go trick-or-treating together. So I would say those are probably the happiest times for me, yeah.
I remember that. I remember those times. And that was fun. And also, Dirt. You can't forget Dirt. Remember that game? Yeah, Dirt. Dungeons and Dragons, video games, Dirt, lightning bug bashing, Halloween, Doom marathons. That came a little later, but I know those were pretty amazing, magical times together, and we did feel happy. I remember that. I remember feeling really happy. Even if it was a forced happiness or fake or the only happiness that you knew or we knew, it was something, and it was what we had to go with. It was all we had to go with. It's all we knew. So really, thanks so much for opening up. I'm really glad you're here. I'm glad you're a boy. I'm glad you were born. I'm glad you're alive. I'm glad you're well. And I love you very much, little buddies. I love you boys so much. Thank you so much for opening up. And I want more of you to come out and talk to me. And that's why I'm going to ask the next question. This might be a little harder one, so just answer the best you can. Don't be afraid. It's going to be okay. Where do you think things started to get scary or started to go wrong? Of course, we know about the abuse. We know about the murder-suicide. I know, I'm aware of all that. And that's very, very traumatic. And with the biological father,
Richard Wayne coming back and knocking us around, getting abusive. That was no good. And boys, you're so brave for getting through that. So brave. But what else? Where do you think we really started getting into the insecurity and self-centeredness and getting self-absorbed and living in fantasy? What else do you think might have been a place where that occurred? Yeah. Yeah, I know. It was pretty much, I'm going to tell you, when I got a little older and I started discovering pornography. Okay? Let me just be completely honest with you about it. That was exciting. And I was coming of age, and I was getting a little older, a little bit more attractive. My features were filling out, and I was feeling the hormones pumping. And I discovered something that would forever change the way I lived and what I always ran to when I was feeling uncomfortable. And that was pornography, masturbating, fantasy, and that massager in Mom and Don's room. And there was a massager that I would use, and I would place it on my penis and let it vibrate, and it felt so good, you know, until I would ejaculate, but nothing would come out. It was a dry cum, dry orgasm. But you know, I was an okay looking boy. I've looked back at pictures, I can see myself now. I'm not too bad. I'm all right. And I know at this age I'm okay. I could get the girls. I could have a girlfriend. But I never had any of the social graces, you know. I never felt confident enough to go talk to the girls. I didn't feel secure. I felt insecure about my genitals, my penis, of looking at the porn and saw my dad walking around naked. What the heck is going on here? The boys at the stall, the urinal, the boys in the shower. Was I just not measuring up? So I just ran to porn where I could be number one, at least in my head. Right? But it was a hard time to really think about, because I remember feeling so insecure around my friend Matt. He was larger than me, and then I had saw friends at the stall and the urinal, and I was angry, and at the same time other thoughts, and I didn't know what to think. I just knew that I felt confused about a lot. So I went to porn, and I went to the massager, masturbation, and video games, and I basically ran away from real life. I didn't have to face it. I could live here, and it's a lot easier to live here than with you out there. So I know even today, I look at myself now, how great I look, and I look at you, how old you got, and you say that you're still finding women and getting them. I can't believe it. Why couldn't I get them with this face, and you got them with that face? Oh, wow. I am just shocked. But that's where things started to take a turn for the worse, was when I got into my dad's porn magazines, my stepdad's porn videos, American Ecstasy, XXX, and I was masturbating 2-3 times a day on the floor, making a mess. I felt guilty, like I felt ashamed. I felt like a piece of shit. I wasn't good. I wasn't worth anything. What am I doing masturbating on the floor? At my mom's, I don't even have a girlfriend. Where is it? What's going on here? Who am I? Who's this guy? Who's this guy? Huh? I didn't know. But I knew that I was already on the wrong path and losing my mind. Even then.
Wow, that's amazing. That's exactly what I knew had happened. I just wanted to hear from you, and I'm really, really, really happy that you've shared that with me. I'm really glad. Really, really glad. What? What the?
Yeah, Boris, you think you're old? Now let me ask you some questions, Sonny. Let me ask you some questions, Sonny.